Hi guys, and welcome to an all-new video series based on the best hardpoint strategies in Advanced Warfare. Now, since I am the mapped out gamer, I'll be stressing more of learning your map and utilizing your surroundings in order to gain the upper hand in these matches. Let's get started with the best hardpoint strategy on the map, Solar. So the Solar hardpoint rotation consists of different open and closed locations, kind of like a mixed bag. Speaking of locations, hardpoint number 1 is right in the center of the map. This pool area is extremely open, a lot of overwatch areas around it, and there's limited cover, so it's almost like a free-for-all arena. If you spawn on the west end, post up on the overwatch areas quickly to gauge where the enemy will be approaching from. If you spawn on the east side, on the opposite side of the map, I would highly recommend not approaching from the central, kind of like electrical room. This is due, of course, to the enemies on the west overwatch areas already having a clean sight of that area. So believe me, they will be waiting for you if you pop out from that room. Instead, I would assault from the north end of the pool and also that backdoor little tunnel lane that opens up into the center of the pool area. With this open hardpoint area, smoke grenades are a great tactical defense to use in this type of situation. This actually really forces the enemies to jump down from the overwatches and join into some face-to-face combat. So use those smoke grenades. Next location is fairly close to the pool area. It's just north of it. This hardpoint area is quite congested, I would say. If you're approaching from the south end, utilize the windows of the building to peek in and out of and kind of make, kind of clear out the hardpoint that way. If you're coming in from the north area, instead of taking the ground level, why don't you jump up onto the catwalk areas and get a good overwatch of the battle scene and pick off the enemies below. Once you lock down the area of the hardpoint, look for a good corner to post up on. Make sure your back is protected. If the role on my team is to defend the hardpoint and just sit in it, I'll normally go prone right in here. It is an open spot, but at least your back is protected. Hardpoint number 3 is located on the west side car garage. This area has a number of entry points. Major entry points would be to the north and the south, of course. This particular hardpoint is uniquely challenging to overtake due to the high back corner nook-like little area that overlooks the hardpoint. If you manage to get past the enemies, as you're assaulting the hardpoint, you want to make sure to double check that top area because defenders will normally be hiding there. And of course, once you take over the hardpoint, you'll want to hide up there as well. Hardpoint number 4 moves all the way to the opposite side of the map, the east end. Keep an eye on the hardpoint rotation timer. If you feel you can't take the hardpoint location, and there's like 5 seconds on the timer left, go ahead and take off to the next hardpoint location. This gives you a great advantage to set up a defensive position to hopefully tip the scales of the battle. If you're attacking, I'd recommend staying away from the south lane, since this long sight lane really allows the enemy to see you coming from basically the other side of the map. So stay away from the south end. I think your best bet would be to attack from the north lane as well as that central, electric room. This way you can plan like a surprise attack, maybe from both sides. Once you've locked down the hardpoint area, utilize the breakaway corners to keep a safe distance from the hardpoint, but still ready to engage the contenders. Hardpoint number 5 is the last hardpoint location, moves to this rectangular open room on the south end. This area has a major pathway entrance from the west as well as the east. If you spawn on the west side, normally your enemies will be coming from the east side and vice versa. So instead of being caught in the crossfire of the major pathways, take the alternate routes. There's one to the north and then of course that little catwalk to the south. Those are good little paths to kind of sneak into the hardpoint and take it over. Once you lock down the hardpoint, I personally like to sit in this southwest corner here, kind of peek in and out for cover. Just keep in mind that you won't be inside the hardpoint area if you're actually touching the wall, so just be mindful of that. In conclusion, that wraps up my best map strategy for the hardpoint game mode in the map Solar. Don't forget to check out your free digital map for reference that has all the objective points for you in the description below. This has been the Mapped Out Gamer. Peace.